Gus is on his feet.
Hager's
Oh, no! Low blow! A low blow by
Hager.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications. And once you're done, leave a comment down below and I just might end up responding. Cody, Dustin Rhodes, Chris Jericho, Jon Moxley, Pac, CM Punk even. Here's a short list of the very obvious names you will not be seeing on this list. That's not to say AEW and the names they continually reference aren't up for contention. I just really doubt people want to hear about any of those names again. To keep an intro short and sweet, I'll only be looking at those actively still competing inside of that ring, because why not show off some of WWE's brightest competition? I'm D Wicket from Watch WWE, and here's 10 ex-WWE wrestlers and what promotion they're chilling in right now. Number 10, Damian Sandow. I know for certain what at least one person is thinking right now. You just said wrestlers who are still actively competing. What you talking about, Wicket? And to that person I say, he's back! Returning after a 2-year hiatus from the ring just this July, Sandow made a surprise appearance at the recently formed NWA Power tapings in October as Aaron Stevens and announced his official comeback to the professional wrestling scene. Look, I've only watched 2 episodes of Power, and it wasn't really for me besides Cornette on commentary and their company promos, of which Aaron Stevens did one and absolutely killed. To potentially lapsed wrestling fans who didn't find the most enjoyment out of either WWE or AEW, NWA might be putting out the product for you, especially if you like Damian Sandow's work.
We haven't seen you around the squared circle in a long time, my friend.
Thank you very much. David, is it?
David, yes.
I knew that. Hello, David, and hello, Atlanta!
Number 9, Mr. Kennedy. And speaking of NWA signings, another name to get a smile out of me was Colt Cabana's surprise tag team partner, Mr. Anderson. It's Anderson now, in case you'd never caught TNA. I never really did, so it's still super weird to me. I'm just way too used to Mr. Kennedy. But thankfully, he still does that ridiculously fun gimmick. Same beats and all, but with a slightly varied last name. Mr. Anderson, as we now call him, enjoyed success throughout the aforementioned Impact before making his way over to the National Wrestling Alliance. So hey, here's the final plug. Why not give Power a shot?
His name is
Mr.
Number 8, Jack Swagger, or as we much prefer him, Jake Hager, because damn, Jack Swagger sucked. I mean, I don't blame Jack himself. He was the less charismatic of a tag team that also included Cesaro, but it's not his fault for being pushed way ahead of his own talents, just like it wasn't Roman's fault that we all hated the 2015 Rumble. That being said, Swagger's run really had nothing worth remembering, and that's coming from a dude who is a former Money in the Bank winner and cashed in successfully on Chris Jericho after all. But I guess Le Champion forgave him over all the years, as now Hager stands behind Y2J every night as his bulky Top Gun security guard.
Gus is on his feet.
Hager's
Oh, no! Low blow! A low blow
by Hager, the undefeated.
Number 7, TJP. I have absolutely no idea what TJP stands for. I mean, I remember he was TJ Perkins for a while, but like, is TJ a name? I don't know.
Perhaps you wouldn't feel so brave if I told everyone what the initial J and TJ stands for. Back down, Teej. He means it. We won't think any less of you.
Anyways, TJP found himself in the luckily unluckiest spot he could be after winning the original Cruiserweight Championship back in 2016. On one hand, hey, congrats TJ, here's a big celebration, a guaranteed contract, and you're our new Cruiserweight Champion. The problem, this was 2016, and he was the Cruiserweight Champion. TJP slowly phased his way out of relevancy and eventually made his way out of the company all the way over to New Japan and also Impact, but I know as of very recent he's been in that Super Junior Tag Team tournament, so I guess we can call him TJPW now, huh?
TJP, he's got Ace Austin up now. Rocks him there. Ace Austin's gonna suffer his first defeat on Impact.
Number 6, Ken Shamrock. Again, some people must be looking at the video right now with shock and awe, but no, seriously, that's right. Kenny Shamrock Shake Shuffle was still a part of pro wrestling. Well, more like Sandow. He just made his return to the ring, coming back for Impact's Bound for Glory event in a losing effort to a Moose. A moose? Oh, no, sorry. A wrestler named Moose. My bad. I checked out the first Impact on Access, by the way, for those asking in the comments. And, well, I love that a good chunk of the Lucha Underground roster seems to have found a home. And hey, good on Sami Snake for winning a world title. I don't really think it's for me still. Shamrock disagrees though, as on said taping, he declared himself still actively on the roster and ready to fight anyone who stands in his way, which is crazy seeing as the man first wrestled all the way back in 1988.
Can Moose deliver the spear? He did it. How much was behind it? Is it enough to defeat Ken Shamrock? Pulls him into the center of the ring.
Number 5, Rob Van Dam. While Willie Mack, Tessa Blanchard, and Brian Cage could all hold my attention for sure, realistically there is only one man who is going to convince me to ever check out another Impact episode, and his name is Rob Van Dam. Mr. Tuesday Nights, as I gotta start calling him now, is going to go down as a permanent top 5 wrestler for me, being easily one of the most unique athletes with one of the most unique movesets in the history of our great sport to ever grace television screens. He recently turned heel and has basically been saying what I just said for the last 20 seconds, and, well, it's amazing. So honestly, if you want to see Rob Van Dam with the best gimmick he's ever had in 2019, go watch some Impact.
Will we see it? Whoa! What the? Van Dam!
Number 4, this is a weird one, Trevor Murdoch. Now that is not someone I would have expected to be on this list a month ago. While watching that first NWA Power episode, I was more than a bit surprised to see former WWE Tag Team Champion Trevor Murdoch, and he should pretty far and away be the most shocking name to anyone who watched throughout the 2000s on this list. Trevor Murdoch and, what was it, Lance Cade? They were tag champs for like a year, and neither of them did anything else. It's really bizarre. They were trucker rednecks, basically. Murdoch stayed off the business for a while, but like many, this new NWA resurgence brought him back, and goddamn, he really does look like a potato. Corny even said so himself, a potato with arms, but I'll be damned if he doesn't look the most impressive inside of that ring that I've ever seen the guy.
Defense last week with Tim Storm and so much more on NWA Power, but right now,
Trevor Murdoch avoiding disaster.
Number 3, Trent Beretta. This is a true story. As a kid, I had one of those Scholastic Book Fair magazine-esque books, and it was like 30 different WWE pairings and who the writer thought would win. Triple H versus Sheamus was a column, Cena versus Orton, Undertaker versus Shawn, Macho Man, CM Punk. There were a bunch of either current feuds or dream matches listed, and one of them was Trent Beretta versus Zack Ryder. And I swear to God, not until the AEW roster was coming together did I ever see Trent Beretta's name even again. Trent Beretta evaded me for an entire decade after seeing him once in a book, since the dude literally never showed up on television again. I'm pretty sure Zack Ryder referenced him in the Where's Trent gimmick on his YouTube show like once, but that was it. So suffice to say, the dude's got a little bit more going on these days.
418 pounds, Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, the best friends.
Number 2, Emma, the wrestling world's favorite girl. Tenille Dashwood, formerly known as Emma, formerly known as Emelina, formerly known as Emma, was a beloved NXT darling who truly helped usher us into this women's evolution. A lot of credit deserves to go to a lot of places for the last 5 years of progress, but Paige and Emma deserve a very, very large chunk, as they somewhat single-handedly paved the way for NXT's 4 horsewomen, who are probably the headliners of that movement. After a disappointing main event call-up alongside Santino Marella, then a disappointing repackage as Emelina, then another disappointing repackage as a social media monger, Tenille finally made her way out of the Forsaken company and currently enjoys success over in Impact after a hefty 10-month break away from the business.
Tenille Dashwood has landed in Impact Wrestling.
And number 1, Hideo Itami, or as we can once again call him, Kenta. Emma might have been disappointment, but Hideo's 5-year run was downright depression when it came to his time within the WWE. His NXT run had huge potential, being one of the first big signings Triple H ever got, but injuries always kept the poor dude down before a premature call up to the main roster, actually the Cruiserweight division over on 205 Live, left him feeling more than empty on the inside. Hideo finally got himself out of the company earlier this year, making his way over to New Japan for the first time in his entire career and taking place in literally the only New Japan thing I have ever properly watched, the 29th G1 Climax, and god damn was it great, and god damn is he great now that he's rid himself of the shackles. Congratulations, Kenta. Congratulations to every single person on this list. I can say with almost absolute certainty they are in a better place than WWE right now. And those are 10 wrestlers who used to be in WWE and aren't in WWE anymore, and they're in different promotions. You can go watch some of those promotions. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, notifications, ring that bell.